Are you wondering what steps it takes to buy a house? Well, tune in for an explanation and a flowchart of the home buying process. Hi, I'm Theresa Wellman with HomeownerExperience.com, a realtor here in San Jose, California. Today I'm going to cover a high-level process of the home buying steps. There's a lot of detail that I'm not going to cover, and there's a lot of detail throughout the process, of course. And this process can take 6 weeks all the way up to several months, some people maybe even a year, to get through the entire home buying process. But because of all the detail, I highly recommend you work with a real estate agent. A real estate agent's job is to guide you through all the details and steps in this process for 3 reasons. The first is so you can make a really solid, informed decision. The second is so that you really understand the contract and comply to the terms. And the third reason is so that you understand what the current market conditions are for your given area and how to write a contract to coincide with those conditions. There are 3 phases and a total of 12 steps to go through the entire home buying process. The first phase is the preparation phase. The first is to have an initial consultation or hire an agent. Here you want to talk with several different agents, find out who you click with personality-wise, who you feel is very informed in the area that you're looking in, and somebody who is just going to be great to work with. Because remember, this could be a several-month process, so you want to enjoy your time working together. The second step is loan pre-approval. There's a couple parts to this. Of course, it's shopping around, understanding who you would connect with and who's going to have the best rates. But the second step is really understanding the different levels of qualification and which one's going to be the best for you in the given market. There's loan qualification, loan pre-approval, full loan approval or conditional approval or underwritten approval. All these different terms mean different things and are valuable in certain parts of the market. So you're really going to want to understand with your lender which one's the best for you to go forward with. The third step, of course, is home shopping. That's probably what most people think of, and maybe it's a fun thing, but we want to prepare with those first 2 steps first before we jump into the home shopping. Now, when we're doing this, we also want to make an informed decision, not an emotional decision. So you need to sit down and make a list of needs and wants. Needs, what you must absolutely have in order to live your lifestyle or live with your family. For example, it could be you need a minimum of 3 bedrooms. But wants are going to be nice things that you would like to have. For example, maybe you would like to have indoor laundry, or you would like to be close to a park. They're not musts, but they would really enhance your life or make things better. You're also going to need to incorporate, of course, your budget, and then using that budget, find out which neighborhoods are going to be the best fit for you. So narrow down that neighborhood search and begin your home shopping. Okay, step number 4 is finding the ideal home, which is really exciting. I know that. It's a great time when I am working with buyers who find the right home. You can see it in their face and their emotion. So first thing is we got to subtract the emotion though a little bit and just double check our needs and wants list. Make sure you're getting all those criteria that you must have, or at least most of them, and making an informed decision to move forward. The second thing, of course, is going to be figuring out the right terms to write with your offer and the price. So some of that is getting some feedback from your agent on what the seller wants and needs, and the second, of course, is what you can accommodate or offer. And then the last step, putting down an EMD or an earnest money deposit. In San Jose area, that's typically about 3% of the purchase price that you're going to put up front with the offer so that the seller knows that you're serious. Now moving into phase 2, the 5th step is to negotiate your offer and terms. And so that's going to be going back and forth with the seller, potentially there's counter offers, figuring out what exactly it is, and then ratifying your offer. Pretty quick and easy step, but it could take several days or even a week if depending on the response times that you're working out with and the market that you're in. Step number 6 is to process the loan. So steps 6, 7, and 8 are all going to run kind of in parallel as you're in contract with the house. So processing your loan is going to be submitting all your final paperwork, getting the specific items on the property like the appraisal, the preliminary title report, all of that submitted to the bank for them to approve. And then the last step, of course, is getting the loan fully underwritten by the bank or getting full 100% approval on you and the property. In parallel, we're going to do a detail analysis of the property. This may include inspections or reviewing in detail the inspections that the seller provided. It also includes maybe driving around the neighborhood, getting a really good feel for it. Maybe it includes further inspection, that there was something that came up on your other inspections that you need an expert to come and take a look at. So it's really analyzing the property in detail to make sure you're making a wise, sound decision, or you know what repairs are necessary to move forward. Sometimes the result of this means that you're going to actually ask the seller to do repairs or request repairs, maybe just request a credit, because if you have a credit, you can manage the work when you move in and make sure it's done to the quality that you expect. And sometimes we actually renegotiate the price. So it really depends on what comes up in those inspections, if they were disclosed ahead of time or not, and how you then decide to move forward with the seller related to those repairs. And then the last part of phase 2 is step number 8, removing your contingencies. Now this basically is a point where you're saying, yes, 100% loan, property, condition, any particular, maybe there's an HOA, so that you've reviewed all of those items in detail and have gone through all the steps the bank has requested, and you are fully ready to move forward into the next phase of escrow. So removing your contingencies then puts your EMD at risk if you don't close escrow. So this is a really big decision point that you need to make to move forward on the purchase. Phase number 3 leads us into the closing process steps. Step number 9 is lining up your home insurance. So making sure you maybe shop rates, or if you've got a car policy, check them out, check referrals from your agent or friends, and make sure you're getting the full comprehensive insurance on your property. Step number 10 is going to be signing all those documents, signing the loan documents, the property title transfer documents. Typically this means you go into the escrow company and you're going to sit down with a notary and sign a big stack of paper. Probably going to take you an hour of your time. In some cases you could have a notary come out to you. If it's really hard for you to get in during business hours, for example, you could do that. But typically it's going to cost for a little bit more for the notary to come out and visit and do this appointment at your choice of location. Step number 11, we're almost there out of 12, is to submit your down payment and for the bank to fund your loan. So this is where all the final money comes into the escrow company so that the escrow company is ready to complete the final steps of the transfer. So typically in San Jose area, that day would be the day before close of escrow. You would make sure your wire of your final down payment funds as well as the bank's wire of your loan funds are in escrow the day before close. And step number 12 is that close of escrow time, when the escrow company finalizes everything, disperses the funds to the sellers, and records the title transfer through the county so that the home is officially in your name. And the exciting part about being a buyer on close of escrow is you get the keys. So that is a big day for you, but that's all one step of close of escrow. Ideally, at the end of this entire process and these 12 steps, both you as a buyer and the seller are very happy. We want happy buyers and happy sellers. Now, one last question that I get lots of times from buyers is, what can I do to make my offer perfect? I really want this house. How can I make my offer stand out? So check out the link below to download my tips on how to, they're my no-cost tips on how to increase the value of your offer. And lastly, you can visit my website for additional resources to help understand neighborhoods, to actually find homes that are available on the market today. So again, check out those links below. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Theresa Wellman with HomeownerExperience.com, Realtor in San Jose, California.